And we are live. Wednesday night with those guys, and Wednesday night with those guys is sponsored by those guys.
Welcome, everyone. Welcome.
I love those guys.
Yeah, I love you too. But welcome, everyone to Wednesday night with those guys. Sorry about for the operating difficulties we had tonight, but this is where we talk about everything in the drone world and promote the usage of drones. And I hope that everyone's Wednesday is as nice as the weather has been here. I hope everyone's weather has been wonderful and you've been able to get out and fly your drones. And if the weather has been nice where you are, please let me know how the weather is where you are and if you've been able to get out and fly your drones. Put it in the chat, guys. Anybody out there in the chat, put it in the chat. Let me know how the weather is where you are, if you've been able to get out and fly your drone today. And Lawrence, how are you doing on this wonderful Wednesday that we have here in New York City?
I'm doing good, man. I've had the AC on since this
morning. It's humid as hell.
Yes, I'm doing real good. I only had to endure it this morning. I needed to run into town really quick to get something, but I was back before it started getting too hot.
Mm-hmm. So I went out early because we don't try to not do anything on Wednesday, but I went out early to do some little shopping and get back here, and it was already starting to get a little hot.
Yeah. If right now this is day one of the heat wave, correct?
Yeah.
This is supposed to be day one. Did we hit 90 today? Do you know?
It says 80 on the TV, so
because my phone claims, well, where I'm at, that it's 87, but real feel is 97.
Okay.
Ooh, okay.
I don't know. Well, I didn't see an advisory, so I guess they're on the field right now.
Okay, that's what's up. What's going on with you? How are you feeling?
I'm good. I don't know. Every time the stream starts, I got a cough.
Hey, I don't know. Maybe it's a nervous tick or something.
That's what you think?
It's a nervous tick.
But you know what I wanted to talk to you about a little bit? You remember I always talk to you about, like, I guess the thing that gravitates me to cars and trucks and trains and action figures and stuff like that is the fact that I don't know, I guess we call those guys nerds, right?
Yeah. No matter what it is, you're considered a nerd.
But didn't everybody do that when they were younger?
Because everybody was a nerd. Everybody was a nerd. Think about it back then.
The guy that stayed there, right? Even the gangsters. The guy that kept going played ball and all that. But I did the ball and all of that other stuff.
Right. I did it too. I did it also. I had my jock years, middle school, from middle school through high school. I didn't play any sports in college.
No,
because I was there to learn, and I barely wanted to be there to do that then, but I actually did finish and get a few degrees,
Okay.
But it's funny that you mentioned that.
No, the reason why I mentioned that is because I always I was always talking about sharing stuff with I was telling you about the action figures that I had.
Yeah.
And I remember I was telling you about and I probably showed this. I know I showed it to you already, and I probably showed it on the stream already. But you remember the 1960s Adam West Batman?
Yeah. There you go.
1960s.
You got to turn it on a little bit of an angle. The other way. There you go, right there. Okay. Adam West joint. The box is in great condition.
His face, the tape has for this that holds the sleeve over it. But if you take the mask off, it has Adam West's face.
Okay. Wow. See?
It has the utility belt and all the little junk that Batman has with him.
with him his utility belt, which made him
Yeah,
famous.
yeah. So I've never opened this.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see
And
that.
then the Robin, Burt Ward,
Mm-hmm. Nice, nice, nice. Okay.
and the say it's kind of
There you
hard to
go.
see
Right there, right there, right there. All right.
because of the plastic, but
Yeah. And then your screen is like reflecting on it like a mirror too.
yeah, I collect these kind of things. I got the Spider-Man from the movie from the actual the movie
Right.
and Shazam,
Okay.
the original Shazam, not the one from the movie.
Not not the
Not
soft one they made it.
not
Yeah.
no
Not the modern day Shazam.
no
The one the one
no
yeah, yeah.
no no.
They blew that one. They
Yeah, they
blew
tore
that
that.
one. That
That
movie.
that
That
was terrible.
it's uh,
They didn't even try. They didn't even try to save it with the sequel.
no, so yeah, you're right.
But anyway,
Well, Marcel says, I knew Herman liked to play with dolls. The
uh, here we
action
go.
figures, sir.
Here we go. You sound like my grandmother.
And we know how family do when you go away to school, right? And you have stuff you collected over the years. You go away to school and you come back, you're thinking, yo, okay, they put my shit in a box. Yeah, and threw it the fuck out. You know? How many times you told me about that? I've
No,
had it
my
happen.
mother didn't throw it out. She kind of knew the value of it and gave it away. I'm like,
It's even worse.
so let me
Even
see if I
worse.
got this right.
Injury to
Let me
insult.
see if I got this right.
You knew it was worth something.
You bought it, right?
Mm-hmm.
When I couldn't read well,
Right.
and I kept it all these years,
Uh-huh.
and you
Uh-huh.
gave it away so somebody else can reap the value of it.
Yeah. You started their collector's item. Their collector's edition of
Thank
whatever
you.
it was.
No, but no, that's just how that goes. You know what I mean? When you go away to college. And and
Yeah, but
and watch
not all
this.
the time. Not all the time.
Watch
I
this.
didn't. Well,
That was about 30 years ago.
what happened?
That's like 30 years ago.
Yeah, that starts
Yeah.
making you feel old. Well, see,
So I
you
don't
went away
so I
to
don't so I
college.
don't even worry about it
But
anymore.
hold on, before we move on, you went away to college out of state. I was
Hmm.
at college in state and then wind up moving out while in college, still in the same state, and my
Hmm.
stuff was thrown out. Oh,
No,
you didn't need it anymore. You didn't come back and get it because I
not
didn't have
thrown
room
out.
for it. I didn't have room for it where I was.
See, I could accept thrown out, given away. No,
Yeah, yeah, that's true. Hey, Leonard,
especially
what's up? Barkley.
especially when it was in my own room. But anyway, moving right along. Wait a minute. Where are we at right now? We oh how many people we got?
We roll call, three
We got
minutes
about
past roll
six.
call.
We got about 16 people watching. I mean, we could if
We
we
could if some
could.
few more people hit the like button, and if y'all act like you like us, maybe people would really believe it.
No, no, you
Watch
don't think?
the likes start going down.
Yeah, they start taking them back. I only see
Uh-huh.
two, so I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm looking at the wrong
Oh shit! You see what Barkley said? He said,
what.
"Don't feel bad. When I drove off to college, my dad had the moving truck in the driveway." Damn.
But you know what, Barkley? I can accept that.
No, did you hear Marcel? His
I
Batman doll giveaway.
Here we
Hell,
go.
hell to the no.
You know what, Barkley? I can accept that. But I can't. But I can't listen. I can't listen to my mother and my father tell me, I got you this from when you was so you should take good care of it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, okay.
Which is what you did.
And then you get rid of it after 25 years and give it to
Yeah.
somebody else.
Yes, they don't
I
understand. Anyway, welcome to Wednesday night with those guys. Hey, Leonard, what's good, man?
yeah.
Hope all is well.
Okay, so what's going on? Lawrence, who we well, I
Let's do a
see
shout out.
16
Let's do a
people.
shout out. I see. All right, let's
I
do
see
roll
16
call.
people watching, right?
Okay.
Or 15
Okay.
people watching since that other guy left since I don't know. They
Yeah. I don't
So
know.
let's see who we have who's oh hey, who's that? Oh, Leonard, what's up, Jess? Hey, what's going on? Long time, long time. Um, let's do the roll call, Lance. Let's see who we have
Okay.
now.
All right. We're going to do a shout out to, we're going to start at the bottom, work our way up towards the top, and do a shout out real quick to little Shart Boshart, who's going to be on FPV Corner at about 6 o'clock tonight. Shout out to him. Thanks for
Okay.
coming
Yeah.
early. I'll see you at 5:55. Shout out to JSK Enterprise Leonard from New Jersey. Dude's killing it with the garden. You got to watch his gardening videos. Off Axis Marcel, what's good, man? I would need to speak to you. How did that contest go so far? Flying Flynn Media, John. I like your work. I've been seeing the stuff you've been posting. Shout out to you. Someone new I've never seen here before. Smash. Shout out to Smash. They just put the word like. And thank you for joining us and coming in. Barkley 107 Drones.
Broccoli.
Great video you did with Ken Herron, Barkley. Thank you so much for what you do to for the drone community. SJM Drones, media, drones and media. Steve from across the pond says it's starting to get a little steamy over there and warm. Louisiana Helicam, shout out to you, sir. Thank you for coming. We appreciate you. And R to CT Pirate. Shout out to you up in Connecticut, CT, all the way from the Bronx, representing Bronx, New York. Takeoff, lift, and land. Eldon, shout out to you, sir. What's good? FTFO Media, back again. We appreciate you continuing to support us. John Olson, shout out to you, representing Long, Strong Island. What's going on, John? He says that's the only time his wife he can get away from is watch the stream. Shout out to Jody, Drone Shots. And we appreciate you, Jody. Thanks for coming in. And I think one or two more. That's it. One more for Thomas Baker, who was here early. I hope you're just listening and like. And last but not least, Jim Boshart.
You gotta get
Little Shart, FPV's dad popped in to say what's up, and that's it.
Bang.
It gets two, Jim Boshart. Yeah. You know, I still have some of his stuff that he sent us. But those of you who don't know, the Jim Boshart, I was introduced to him on Ken Herron's show.
Yeah.
I remember him on Ken Herron's show. Ken Herron used to show little skits. Now I'm wondering,
we met him down at the Florida Drone meetup.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, him and his son.
Good time.
Little Shart was down there also with Jim.
Yeah, that was a good time.
I'm looking for some. Let me see. I'm actually in the wrong part of the computer. See, when you have multiple hard drives,
that's what
I have stuff here, stuff there.
That's most computers.
No, you'd be surprised how many people's computers I get on. I'm like, you only got one hard drive? Are you crazy? What happens if this one dies?
Hold on. I was listening to the guy at Micro Center trying to explain that to the guy. When this guy, I want it just like this one. I want it to be done. You don't want you don't want stuff separated. No, I want it just like. All right, you bought this one when?
Yeah, I know, I know. Some of them don't get it. Some of them do not get it.
Because he wanted to have his computer built,
Right.
but he wanted to be just like the one he bought in 19.
I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. He wants the separate graphics card and the separate sound card, yeah, I know exactly what you're saying. That's funny.
Because he needs stuff copied from there to the.
His prize hard drive. You probably heard that shit. You remember those physical hard drives back in the day? Hey, Joe Fortaleo, what's good, man? Hope all is well.
No, but you know what, Lawrence? That's funny.
It's true.
No,
It
I'm
is.
not. I'm just exaggerating, but it was an old little joint like that. And I'm like,
And you could probably put your hands behind it and keep warm from the heat coming out of that one fan in the back. I know the type.
if it did. No, but yeah, let's move on.
He said if it did have an exhaust fan.
Yeah.
Wow. What's up, John Coopy? How are you, man? Spinning disc are still king of the money terabyte in storage. You
You're
know
right.
why? You know
You know
why?
what?
Because it's a physical disc. Digital can get lost or magnetized or anything.
I
Physical
still
disc.
I still have a 10 terabyte in the bottom of that one.
Wow.
It is. He's right.
Yeah, for large. Hey, Ronnie, what's up?
That's where you set it and forget it.
Yeah, that's true. And have everything get saved there.
No need
That's
for an external.
mm-hmm. You're right. Well,
But yeah,
anyway, we have 8 minutes until our first sponsor. What are we going to
so
talk
you know
about
what I'm
right
gonna tell you about Lawrence real quick, because the FAA well, believe it or not, the Senate has confirmed Bryan Bedford as the next administrator of the FAA. No, he was like what, the CEO of Republic Airways,
Yeah.
and he's got a lot to deal with now because with all of the stuff that's been happening with the recent plane crashes and the near misses and all of the stuff that's going on, the beyond visual line of sight that has to do with with all of the commercialization of
Mm-hmm.
the integration of drones and stuff like that.
Yes.
He got a lot of work to do, and getting. I'm quite sure that he has a whole team of people getting him up to speed on everything that's going on, especially with what's happening. But
I'm more than sure of it as well.
yeah, because you can't run anything without having other advisors or people around you that's telling you what's been going on since before you got there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, they say he won in. He got voted into the head of the FAA. So now that it's official, our FAA has a number one. Okay, they say the Senate's final confirmation voted 47-42 on July 8th, 2025. So it's
Mhm.
official. He has a lot of stuff to catch up with. Beyond, they have to still write up the rules and regulations for beyond visual line of sight. They still have to write up the rules and regulations as far as who's going to be flying what type of drone here in the United States, what states can stop this bullshit about shooting drones down. I want to
But,
see what he's going to do. I
but
don't
that's
know if he's
just
going to be
dealing with.
proactive. Huh?
But that's just dealing with our bullshit.
Right,
What
right,
about
right.
what about what like the planes and
That's
air
that's
traffic
that's a
control
given.
and yeah, all that other stuff he's got to
That's a
deal with.
given. That comes with the job, whether you want it or not. That's one of the requirements. But they claim he has more than enough background. Okay,
Yeah.
he
Well, you
he
can see
took a
that
company. He
the
became the
Superb
CEO
Republic.
of Republic Airways, which was a failing company at the time, and turned it into an $85 million a year company
Hmm.
with more. Well, now they have more than 200 aircraft,
Right.
generating $1.3 billion a year.
Hmm.
So he's doing his thing.
You know what, though? Seriously, it was a smart idea for him with
He's
Republic
already in the
Airways.
business.
With Republic Airways, for you to pick up like at the door when you get in your when you go for like when you go up to the thing to check in, when you go to line up to get board,
Yeah,
you get
and
you get your peanuts right there, your drink, and what time you can use the bathroom. It makes everything efficient. Republic Airways.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
No, I'm just joking.
And he's an actual pilot.
Nah,
He actually flies
yeah,
planes
he
as well.
is. I thought
So
that was cool
he's
too.
it. But I'm glad to see somebody getting a position that they know what they're doing, or
Really?
supposedly they. I will wait and see. I need to see where. I was trying to be nice about it. I will wait and see where he's going,
Mhm.
because first he's got to get on. There's a lot of stuff he's got to catch up. There's beyond visual line of sight, these air taxis and all of this. United got their contract with Archer, Joby, Zipline. All these guys have these contracts in the United States, but there still aren't a whole bunch of rules written up. Maybe that's why they were hesitating, and somebody was writing them, and now this guy can implement some.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Take off, lift, and land. Yeah, I understand what you're saying. And the thing why part 108 keeps coming up is that whatever else is happening up in the skies, you and I have to maneuver around it.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So
Whatever.
whatever anybody else is doing, we're always the second class citizen. The secondary, or no, not even the tertiary road. So we get
In,
plowed after the secondary road.
in fact, here's a better analogy. You remember the
I know
model
you
aircraft
understand
guys?
that one coming from the Bronx.
Yeah. You remember the model aircraft guys, right? Well, eventually they were slowly phased. The guys with the tether, they were eventually phased out by the guys who could take off on a runway now. You know,
Hmm.
eventually they were slowly being phased out by people with drones, and the same thing is good. It's tech as technology changes, not literally. It's just an
Honestly,
example, a cheap example.
honestly, I think if I flew RC planes, once I saw fixed wing, I would fucking done with that. No, no, the reason why I say that is because there's a guy over at Garrison, and I don't know if he's still there. I don't know. I haven't been over there in a minute, but he
Right.
standing there on one of the rocks with the goggles on and the controller, and I like a zombie just standing there. I'm like, what's wrong with him? Oh, he's
He's
flying the
flying distance. He's got a fixed wing, right?
yeah, and I'm like, what? I could only imagine what he's seeing.
Yeah, well, see, when I see fixed wing, I think distance. Flying down the beach
Hmm.
a mile or two, it would be great. Okay,
Could you imagine being up there with the birds chasing them around and
but between here in New York, between the eagles, the hawks, and now peregrines, who are now have migrated to New York, okay, there's a lot of stuff. And then the mating birds on the beach that dive bomb your drone,
hmm
Herman. Imagine them all chasing, and they chase you in pairs.
know what you do?
What?
You got to put the scent of one of their natural predator on it.
No, I'm not spraying nothing on my drone, bro.
It's a fixed wing.
Yeah, that's okay. No, and that big eye theory, the big eyes on top of your drone, that
Mhm.
shit don't work. I'm just gonna say.
What if
I'm
you
gonna
put
be
the big
honest with you.
finger up there on the top of the drone?
Huh?
Put the big finger up there.
Yeah, right. So as it's diving down to snatch it out of the air, it gets the bird. The bird gets the bird. That's a good one. Hope it's not a ridiculous increase from 107 to part 108. I think
What
they
happened?
will. Um, Elders asked saying, I hope it's not a ridiculous increase from 107 to 108. To be honest,
Oh no, that has nothing to do with anyone who's flying as a commercial pilot.
yeah, 107 will
Um,
stay 107.
let me see if I can explain this to you. It has nothing to do with anyone who's flying as a commercial pilot privately, but has
Time
everything
for a
to
sponsor.
do with companies who want to fly commercially and express shipments and stuff like that.
Hmm.
You know, or
And or infrastructure. They set up a drone in a
right,
box at a
right,
warehouse.
right, because there's no one there
You'll need a part
beyond
108 for
visual
that.
line of
Yeah.
sight.
Yes, yes.
Right.
Part 107 shouldn't be affected, but it will slowly
That's
fizzle us out.
but that's why the drone in the box has a waiver for beyond visual line
Beyond
of sight.
visual line of sight,
You
exactly.
said it was time for a what? A sponsor?
Sponsor, yes.
Okay, let's get to that real quick.
For a live stream that talks about everything in the drone world. Tune in every Wednesday night to Wednesday Night with those guys.
Okay.
That guy knows what he's talking about sometimes.
Sometimes. Sometimes
Sometimes
I have
sometimes
to
he's
agree
right
with
on
you.
point. He's right on point, especially when guys got their pencil and paper out and they're listening.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah, man. Yes, I already know. I see. I see. I see and I hear. I just don't say anything. So you keep doing what you're doing, unsuspectedly, unexpectedly.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, we hope that answers your question, Eldon. It will not affect the Part 107. To be honest, it's supposed right now, at least what they're saying, it's supposed to be based on
It's
beyond visual line of
it's
sight
for
for
commercial.
Walmart, zip
It's for
line.
commercial use.
Yes, yes,
Only for
yes.
commercial use. But you
Now,
know what
can
is
you?
smart?
Huh?
Go ahead, finish what you're saying. Go ahead.
I was going to say, now, can you take your 107 and perhaps try to get a job for 108? Who the hell knows? We don't know because they haven't finished creating it yet. I doubt it very much. Just to be a part 108, you'll probably have to be in the industry. You have to probably be part of the company. What do you say, Carmen? You say no?
You're looking at it totally wrong.
What do you say?
It's just to eliminate the waiver for commercial use for beyond visual line of sight.
That's it. Okay. Okay. Specifically for delivery and receive,
Right.
yeah.
It's not. It's for commercial use only. It's not for private use. So if you
Okay.
have Joe Schmo's aerials or Joe Schmo's flying company, it has
Mm-hmm.
nothing to do with him. But what I wanted to get into real quick was I wanted to mention because these guys have this meetup coming up, the Northeast U.S. Drone Meetup.
Yes.
It is coming up in Rhode Island, and it's something you have to catch. It is September 5th through the 7th. Um, September 5th is the meet and greet at Snookers. It's a sports bar and I guess bar and grill, and
Yes.
billiards. For you guys that like to shoot pool, nice. It's going to be a nice time. Well, it should be a nice time for the guys that I notice in the drone industry,
Right.
especially the
Right.
guys I know of that's a Rhode Island. So the guys that I know in Rhode Island, if you go up there and meet up with them, it's going to be a nice time. So
Yeah.
get up
Definitely.
there. Don't miss this one. The 6th is the day of the meetup. The 5th it happens to be the 5th is the meet and greet, but the 6th is the meetup. They have a lot of locations from what I'm understanding. What is it, 15 or so
15
locations?
locations you can fly from,
Yeah.
and I hope one of them is Fort Weatherville because I need to go there and fly some FPV. I'm putting in my bid already. I bring my camera drone for flying just for night photography or video, but FPV is I want to fly it at Fort.
That that place. Okay. You know what? That's a place that you would like to. I'd like to hit twice. You know why? Because I'd like to hit it in the daytime if it's sun out, and I'd like to hit it
Hmm.
in the evening.
And then sundown, like when we were there, sundown, that was really nice. That was hot during
Yeah,
sundown.
I actually have some really nice photos from it. But
Oh,
that
yes.
was the Phantom days.
Mm-hmm.
Phantom 4 Pro V2
Yes. Yes.
V2
I remember.
V2 over the cliffs.
Yes,
Yeah,
those were the Phantom days. You're right about that.
that was a good time. Who was there? Deneen was there. Uh,
Deneen, Billy
uh
Kyle, and Ken
Billy Kyle.
Dono had went
Yeah.
off to one side. Deneen was there, me, you, and Barry, the Lighthouse
Hmm.
King. Barry, the
Yep.
Lighthouse King. If you ever see Lighthouse photos and his first name is Barry, that's who
Hmm.
was there. In fact, he
I could
introduced us to his wife.
Yo,
Huh?
yo, did you when we did roll call, right?
Yeah.
You did mention Akarasho, right? He was in.
No, Warren came in. Warren came in
Oh,
after
he was late.
Warren and,
Okay.
and Leonard and Waypoint, and these guys came in. Hit that twice. I haven't used that phrase since high school. Hit that twice.
Hit what?
It's Jim Boshart. Someone said hit that twice, and they said I haven't used that phrase since high school.
What? Hit that twice?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, sorry, I didn't see a few people in here. Waypoint. Warren, I said, what's up to Waypoint? I didn't see you. Sorry, dude. I have so many windows open here.
You know what's so
It's a,
crazy? I only see 3 likes, so I don't know. Something must be wrong with
you have to refresh. Right now, I see 15. If I refresh now, it will show 16 likes
That's
and
crazy.
19 people watching. But according to the studio,
You used to
all
didn't
19
you used to
people.
didn't have to do that
I know. I know.
anyway.
It used to
But
be in
anyhow,
real time.
it's crazy. But seriously, you guys, if you haven't made, if you haven't planned to make this meetup, you've got to make this meetup.
You should go. You should go
No, no,
because
no, no,
I know one thing.
no,
It'll
no, no.
definitely be
Move,
a meetup.
move everything else to another day or the week before or the week after. Make this meetup.
That's true. It'll definitely be a meetup. When we went to the first one, right? We went to the second one. They had one before. Or did we go
Well,
to the
that
first one?
was Rhode Island as a group, but
Yeah.
this one they actually changed it to the North East U.S. Drone Meetup. But
Well,
you
those
guys got to
guys up
make
there,
this meetup.
they
Make
did
this meetup.
good. They did real good with their meetup. The last one we went to. It
Gotta
wasn't
make this
it
meetup.
wasn't very cliquish. It was like one large group of camera people
Oh, you
and
know
one
what?
large group of FPV, and that was it.
Well, that's a click right there. But you know what it is? It, but you know what it is? It's a bunch of guys that met for the first time because how long ago was that? That was
About
Air
3 years
2S days.
ago. About three.
That was Air 2S days, bro.
Yeah, yes. I remember I had my Air 2S with me.
That was Air 2S days.
That was about 3, 4 years ago. Yes.
That was Smart Controller Air 2S because remember the Air 2S didn't work well on the Smart Controller,
Mm-hmm.
but it worked good on the what do you call it? Damn, I forget the name of the controller.
The N1R2.
No.
No, the
After the Smart,
RC. The
the
RC
RC, yeah,
controller. It was the
yeah.
RC controller. Because I remember I brought mine with the RC.
You see
No,
these
with the N1, and then
coasters,
I brought it.
these coasters, the cork coasters. After a
Yes.
while, right? They keep moving with the glass when you pick up the glass.
Mhm. I think you need a new one. You might need a new
That's
one, bro.
probably what it is. I probably done South Florida drone meetup the hell out of that one.
Mm-hmm. More than
But
likely. Yes, the RC Pro, correct.
yeah,
Now,
the RC Pro.
it was
You know,
very good experience up there.
hmm
I mean, just don't go to this restaurant called Spumoni's. I don't think it's so
okay,
good,
here,
but
here we go.
everything else as an experience was good up there.
Here we go.
I wasn't
All
happy. It
right.
was an
There was
Italian restaurant, and coming from New York, you get to experience a few Italian restaurants, and it had the ambiance, it had the smell. The food was okay, a little salty. It was a little salty, guys, so that five people returned their plates. And the girl goes, "Oh, we wanted me to
nobody
wrap those up."
returned it.
You remember?
Hold on.
You
Hold on.
want me to wrap those up? We're like, no, you can take them
Hold on.
back.
Hold on. Nobody returned their plates. They just decided not to take the rest of the food with them.
Right. So
There's,
take it in
there's
the
a
back with
difference.
you. Yeah, true.
No,
Okay.
no, no, there's a difference.
All right. All right. Well, it wasn't. It was it was a disappointment, but other than that, the rest of the trip was great from day sun up to sundown. That whole time we was up there.
You know what?
Yeah.
If I go back up there, this time we got to get seafood, man, because it don't make no damn
Yeah, yeah, I was disappointed with that too. When you go to Rhode Island
all the way up
and
there to
not
get
one
Italian
seafood
food.
joint.
I live in Italian food. I don't need to go, but seafood next time. That's all right. But anyway, moving
Ronnie,
right along.
what's these guys talking about? Last time I hit it 3 times, we got our second daughter. Damn.
What happened?
Ronnie said the last time I hit it 3 times, we got our second daughter. I don't know
Oh,
what's
here we
going on
go.
in the
See now, this
conversation,
is
bro.
now this is a different show now. Well, we got
I'm trying to stay on top of the chat, but every time I come back, I keep going, wow.
this is the adult rated show.
Uh huh. I'm glad it's an 18 plus. That's for
Uh,
sure.
here we go.
Anyway,
So, so
what's
since it's
happening in the
so
world?
since it's 18 plus, let's talk about things that only adults should be plugging in. DJI has released the DJI Power 1000 V2. As usual, the V2 of something. It has the V. They have the V2 something. DJI released the- who who said this about this? The third time we got.
Who
Oh,
said what?
of course it was Jim Boshart. Here we go. No, anyway, they released this, but not to the people here in the U.S. Lars. Are you curious to know why? I mean, it's
Yeah,
not the
you know
first.
what? What do they think? That's relaying data back to China too? The power
No,
bank?
it's not the first product that was not released here in the United States. But I think that all kind of other things may have to do with it. But I've I've spoken to the nice people over at B&H,
Yeah,
and even like the 2000, they have an order out for it, but they don't have them. They
they
can't get
can't
any
get them into the
DJI.
country.
No, they can't get any DJI stock either. And after speaking with Marcus, Marcus is telling me that UPS drivers are having issues because they're having to bring people off the road and bring them inside because they're not having a lot of international shipments of not only just forget about DJI products, other stuff either is not making it in to the country either.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
they're having issues with getting international shipments. So a lot of their drivers are being either laid off or moved off the road inside. Guys that
You,
have tenure. Yeah. What were you saying?
you want to hear something funny?
Yeah.
A lady friend that I was talking to, I was telling her about DJI and getting chips for my drones and stuff. And she was like, I don't have that problem with Timu. I'm like, Timu is from China and you don't have any problems? She says, no, I get my stuff in 2 weeks, 3 weeks tops.
Mhm.
She says it hasn't affected them. So
Mhm.
I don't know what's going on, but and Timu's a large
Well,
distributor.
American brokers and distributors are having that problem.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
That's it's sad, but what can you do? Anyway, the DJI
from what I'm understanding,
1000
but
V2,
the V2, I don't know what the issues is with the V2 if it's available for sale, but I doubt it. I haven't even looked online because there was no need for it to
right?
look
Well, they
online.
claim that it's faster,
Mhm.
smarter, and than its predecessor. And
Mhm.
this isn't the first time. Of course, we know that something has come out for DJI and
I
will
did
not be
like
coming to the United
the
States.
receptacles.
Huh?
I did like the receptacles that they put on it. It should have been. That's what it should have been out the box, even if it had the same brains as this one.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, seriously, it should have had four receptacles on it. It should have had two, the same duplex
And specifically, this gets me. It
with the
says,
on
hold on, an
the air.
upgraded lightning fast power solution that delivers serious wattage for campers, drone pilots, and remote workers. Anyone who wants peace of mind in a blackout.
It's funny. I just got this today because I never needed it be-
What
until
is
like
it? The plug for the car
the
charger
charger.
for okay, so you can charge the battery.
Right.
Okay,
I can charge this with the car.
okay, that's
I
interesting.
never needed to do that before.
Right, but if we ever need to do it while we're in the field, you can plug it into the back of the truck and we're good to go.
Yeah, just keep the truck running. But
Yeah,
no. The thing is also when I go camping, if I need to, I can charge when I make my moves to go get stuff. I can charge if I need
right,
to charge it.
right.
Plus
That's good.
this, plus this also will connect if you only have one solar panel.
Mm-hmm.
You can connect one solar panel to the
Okay. All right, that's
thing.
what's
Just
up.
let it sit there.
All right. Well, welcome to Wednesday night with those guys. Some of
So
you
it's,
we
it's
see
a
every
nice
week,
little
right?
thing.
Some of you we see every now and then, but we appreciate seeing you. And we just want to let you guys know all of the stuff that we do, all of this knowledge that we get, or these articles. We try to keep it going. We try not to just talk about it. Even though DJI is still in the news, we try to keep things relevant.
Well, I mean, the whole purpose of the show is like I said in the beginning, and we had some little operating difficulties. That's why I didn't get into the whole thing. But it's when we talk about everything in the drone industry, and I mean, I don't, I'm not. We don't try to keep tunnel vision to the point of thinking that the mini, the next mini is the only thing that's happening in the world. There's a lot of things that affect the next mini being able to fly. So
Yeah,
we have to incorporate it all. So we have to think about everything. But the one thing that I wanted to mention to you, Lawrence, that I thought was something that I saw out there. I was like, wow. When I saw this come up, I was like, here we go again. Here we go
what's
again.
what's that?
Because a 71-year-old man pleads guilty, right?
Here we
Yeah,
go.
71-year-old Canadian man that flew his drone of choice, Lawrence, happened to be the Mavic 3 Pro. He flew it over a military restrictive area at Cape Canaveral. Believe it or not.
Wow.
What? Like I said, he's pled guilty to federal charges. Uh, ah, I don't know. His initial plea agreement, he admitted to launching his drone uh, nine nine times. Right,
Wow.
early. Well, this happened in January of this year.
Okay.
Well, I think on the fifth, between the fifth and the seventh, somewhere in that time.
Okay.
He flew the drone, right? Like I said, and he captured thousands of images. Matter of fact, 109 was it 1,919 photos to be exact.
Wow.
He captured um, whew, of special
Ray of
forces.
sunshine. No, it wasn't a Canadian pilot. We have not confirmed that.
The special forces area. Now, part of this plea agreement, Lawrence. No, like I
Part
said,
of what? Of his
part,
plea?
yes, his plea agreement. He pled guilty to 3 counts, and this sounds like some made up shit to me because
It does.
do you really have a charge that says he has 3 counts of what was it for photographing uh, defensive installations using an unmanned aircraft. That's the charge, right?
For taking photographs
Yeah.
of a base and flying a drone over the base.
Well, that's what I just said. I mean,
That's what,
that's
no,
the
but it does. I
that's the
don't know
charge.
of any laws that are written down. See, that's what's scary about it.
No, I
I
mean,
know they're
but they
written down,
make them
but
up
not
as they
in
go
order.
along when it comes to drone pilots.
Yeah, yeah. That's true. That is true. What can you say?
No, but the problem what I have is that each count has up to 1 year in federal prison
So, and he copped out to 3.
and $100,000 in fines.
Okay,
No, I'm quite sure they're going to ask for less than that. But it being is that it's federal, he's going to do at least a year of federal probation.
right.
Wow,
Okay. So
that's
what
crazy.
can you do?
Hey, Angie. No, but when does this stop though? Seriously, no. All jokes aside, seriously, when does this stop?
I don't know, man. I don't know because we're slowly hearing more and more reasons why it may be a good idea to get rid of consumer drones.
Whoa, hey,
I hate to say it.
hey, 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 hey,
I
hey,
hate to say it. I fly them.
hey, hey, hey,
I fly them for
hey,
a
hey,
living.
hey.
I fly them for a living.
That shields up. Hey, hey, hey.
He said, "Hold on, back up. Let's get off of that one there. That's not happening. No,
No, we can't do to get rid of the consumer drones. But what we can't.
I don't mean literally. Honestly,
No,
it's
but I'm just saying that we've fallen a little bit behind here, Lord. But that's okay because one of the things that like I said, this guy here with this whole nonsense and his issues with flying
hmm
over the base.
yeah,
I think that the more of those type of instances, See, nothing happens without a case study.
Right.
And when you have all of those incidents to put on the plate, that makes it easier to get rid of things
Yeah, I
because you
know.
can classify it as a public safety issue,
Exactly.
as a
He,
national risk issue, public
okay,
safety.
hold on. Marcel found a little bio. He was born in China in 1953, immigrated to Canada. That's why Ray of
Ooh,
Sunshine was asking, is he from Canada? The gentleman, according to his biography, he worked for Best Buy for 18 years till he retired in 22. He said he has traveled to almost everywhere. Chinese pilot living in Canada. Okay.
hold on. Time out.
So he was from
Bryan Sunshine is
Canada.
asking about Marcel, if Marcel is from Canada.
No, no, the gentleman we're talking about in the story. Because
Oh,
Ray of
okay.
Sunshine had
Okay.
asked, was he from, or said he's from Canada, or the pilot from Canada? I
Okay, I
did not
got you.
know. Thank you, Marcel, for clarifying that.
Okay.
That's,
Okay. I thought that was, you guys confused me with that one.
oh no, sorry about that. That's why I had to clear it up. But we're doing okay here. We're 4 minutes away from a sponsor, and then we'll be starting FPV Corner.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's
Okay.
almost
So,
that time.
you know what? So, you know what? Let's do the sponsor, right?
Okay.
And then we'll go back to, we'll get to FPV Corner afterward because we have to, unless you want to run the
The
time and then
meat
we'll
the
get
meat of the
everything
story. No, we could do it afterwards. Let's run it
and
afterwards.
move everything to the end after FPV Corner.
Okay, that'll be cool.
Okay, because all right, no problem. That
Because
that
the
that
only
works
way
for
it's going
me.
to stay in order.
Yeah, that works for me
All right.
because no, seriously, the whole thing with this guy, I just find that that behavior is not good for the community at all. It's detrimental to the community, and guys have called it cowboy flying and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And instead of denouncing it, you give it a name, you give it a trophy, that's a problem because that is what is going to be used to say that we don't want guys in certain places. It's already starting to happen, not only here but all over the country. And if you haven't
Yeah.
seen it
Yeah.
yet, I don't know what else to tell you. You know, I've been saying this now. You know, he done picked it up and started saying it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know,
And it
I don't
travels
know what
down the
else.
line, right? It
I
travels
don't.
down the line. It's like
Yeah,
playing
you know,
telephone.
I don't know what else to tell you. You know, that kind of flying, that kind of mentality, that thinking that we need to have the government out of our business, it's not going to happen. They're going to tell you what's going to happen, and you're going to do what they're going to tell you is going to happen. It has been that way forever. You
Right.
know, I remember there was a gentleman from another country. He had told you this from a long time ago, but everybody said, "Oh, you're not from America. Don't listen to him." But he told you these things is going to happen, and it's happening. So it's happening, and watch it happen. And I've been telling you for the longest time, watch out for these things. Watch out for these things.
Right.
Behavior
Right.
to behavior to behavior.
It'll
And
soon come a time where
I
you have to be
tell
part
you that
107 to fly.
you got to be part 107 to fly. Right here in New York, it just basically the way the New York rules to fly here, you have to be part 107. And the
Yeah.
FAA isn't telling you anything that otherwise, but regardless of that, you know, what we all dealing with now and some of the things that we're looking at here, you know, I just say to you that, you know, keep your eyes open because we're going to get into a few things tonight. Some of you may not like what I have to say, and honestly, I really don't give a damn. But
Okay.
um,
All
some of
right.
the things tonight I'm going to say, you know, along the way, you know, it might be helpful to you. But if you're not listening and you're waiting for one of your messiahs to tell you, then wait for him.
This is true.
You know,
Anyway, time for the sponsor.
is it
With that, we
okay?
can go straight into the FPV corner.
Jonah did. If you're Part 107, you're looking to scale your operations, you want to get out and do all of the work and leave the office work to someone else, then Jonah Dare is for you. This is where you can book appointments, show off your work, meet new clients, basically leave all the office work to someone else and get out and get the job done. There's a link in the description. If Jonah Dare is something you're looking for and it's something you need and a place for you, then Jonah Dare is for you. Link in the description. Check it out. Hey, Lawrence, what's going on?
What's good? What's good? It's time for FPV Corner. Let's go. Let's do it. Perfect timing. Run it tighter than a news channel.
Yeah, no one's trying to control anyone's behavior,
Oh,
but
true.
but the lack of control has always been the downfall of everyone.
Agreed.
Any man without control has always had downfall.
There you go. Like any man without money. Can't do much without it, can you?
So I'm not trying to control anyone's behavior. I'm just trying to tell you that the lack of control is everyone's downfall. But anyway, right now, Lawrence, what we got going on?
All right. And live, we have little shart FPV. Got to meet this gentleman down at South Florida Drone Meetup. Thank you for coming on the live stream. Huh?
Welcome.
Yes. What's up, man? How are you?
Pretty good. How are you guys?
We're good. You're a little. Are you a little low? Let me see.
He may be a little low. His audio is a little low.
Your audio is just a little low.
Okay, let me see if I can deal with that.
It actually sounds like the mic is. Well, it can't be off because we can hear you, but I don't know.
Unless his headset's not in.
Can you hear us through your headset?
Yeah, I can hear you guys completely fine.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
All right. Well, hold on. Let's see.
We can't hear you well.
All right. Well, anyway, let's go on. Don't worry about it. Let's go on with it. Those of you who don't know who this gentleman is, if you know Jim Boshart, this is little Shart.
If you can't hear him,
Give
What
me
happened?
a second. Sorry.
Yeah, we can hear you.
you're going to go forward.
Is that better?
That's a little better. Yes, that is definitely a little better.
Okay.
And for those of you who don't know Jordy, I was hoping you might have got a chance to meet him down at the South Florida Drone Meetup, right?
I wasn't there this year, but I was there last year.
Right. We were there. We got to meet you there last year. We did not attend it this year as well, due to certain events going on. But what's going on, man? Welcome to the FPV Corner. How you doing?
Pretty good.
What are you flying these days? What's your favorite bird? Come on, let me know. What are you flying these days?
I've been flying. Recently, I found a print online. It's called the Synthara frame. It is a 3D AI 3D generated drone frame that is printed all in one, and it's been actually really sturdy. So I've been flying that quite a bit. I can show you what that looks like if you'd like.
Sure. So it's been 3D printed.
Yeah. So it's got different manufactured cross beams and everything like that. So there's no top plate or bottom plate. It's all just one.
Okay.
And then
And
slide everything in and away you go.
what are you running it on? What are you running on it? A 2-cell? What?
2-cell right now. Yeah, I can do 4-cell. I can do 3-cell. Anything but a 6-cell would be a little bit too big for that, I assume.
So are people? Is this becoming popular? Printing out their frames now? Because I know a few people have tried, and they had an issue with vibration and the motors and It looks like that one with the cross beams might be a little more rigid.
So what I was actually really surprised with when I started printing that and designing any kind of concept of putting it together, I was worried about the wobble or the jello as everybody
Hmm.
calls it. Um, this has bare minimum, like the least out of all the drones I have. I have
Mm-hmm.
like actual manufactured drones from iFlight and companies like that, or GetRC, and they still have a little bit of jello compared to that. So it's really weird to see. I was highly surprised, and I enjoyed it a lot. I'm not sure who designed it. I couldn't give the credit there, but they did a really good job at it.
Okay, now is there a different type? Three. Okay, Marcel says 3D printing frames has come a long way. I'm noticing now. I didn't know they had came up with anything that was rigid. Is there a different way that you can? Is there a different way that you have to, or a different type of TPU? What?
I just printed out of normal PLA. Oh, I guess it's PLA plus, so it's got a little
Oh,
bit harder consistency to it than a normal PLA, but it's just plastic. You could do it with carbon fiber and make it even stronger, but just tried it with normal plastic and it works extremely well.
okay, okay. Now, what I usually ask pilots that come on here, what protocol are you using? Are you using Crossfire? Are you using ELRS? I know the answer to it, but people that fly or people watching may not know.
Everything that I have is ELRS. Easiest thing to work with. Um, Pretty much foolproof, and it goes as far as I need to fly. So
Well,
I
I recall actually hitting you up with a few questions. That's what I said. I remember you kind of pointed me in the right direction also. Now, I have a video here of you flying around above the houses. Is
yeah,
that the one you wanted to see or you wanted to show?
yeah. If you guys are okay with that one, or you can choose whatever you want, I'm fine with it. I
Well,
really
it's more of a copyright thing. Some guys in the streams don't care about copyrights because they don't ever plan on becoming monetized. But that's neither here nor there.
as
Um,
as far as I know, that shouldn't be like copyrighted music. It was just
I didn't find anything on it either. But you can actually talk over the video while we're playing. It is 2 minutes long. What is this you're flying?
I am flying another drone that I made. It's the DJI Avata, but it's a 5-inch Avata.
Okay, a
And
5 inch Avata. That's interesting.
there's a company called AMAX. They make a 5-inch and a 3.5-inch, but I decided to do a 5-inch and see how it was, and I enjoy it a lot. It's very cruisy. It's not extremely fast, but it gives you smooth and a little bit more precise, and it's not as loud as the Avata because the Avata just screams, right?
Now, are you still on the O3 system video?
Yeah,
Because I am, and if you know like I do, it's getting harder and harder to find those units.
it's near impossible now unless you want to spend an arm and a leg and possibly a kidney.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we got screwed on that one. But I did find a transmission system here in New York, which is exact. I needed a transmission system. I
Oh,
did find one
just the
here in
unit.
New York. It was still $100 and something, but better than Amazon. I've seen it as high as $320 on Amazon.
I can't even find them on Amazon anymore.
Wow, that's got to be location. It's got
Yeah,
to be about location, but you got to keep searching. But now, your neighbors are used to you flying around, and I see why you go above the trees because there's less to hit up there.
yeah, it's just out of everybody's way, and they're okay with it. They love me flying around them and everything like that. I have people come out and record me and come up and ask me questions, and everybody's just super interested about it.
Okay, that's what's up. Because I don't know, coming from the city, I've learned to respect trees.
They are my dancing poles, I should say. I like to dance around them, in them, through them.
So you freestyle?
I do occasionally. I try to not do it around houses or expensive things, I should say, just in case.
Hold on, I'm trying to stop the video, and there we go. I didn't know if you guys could still hear it or not. So you do freestyle also.
Yeah, I can do all the flips and stuff like that. I tend to notice a lot of people rather it be a little bit calmer flight. Because when I start doing the flips and the rolls and everything, everybody just gets a little confused and or dizzy or any of the. I've heard like people just getting physically sick from watching it. It's like they can only watch a minute and a half of it or like 30 seconds. I'd rather them watch all the way through. So I try to keep it a little bit slowed down.
Eldon, thank you for saying that. Eldon says, thanks for your contribution to the community. Keep it going. AMAX 5-inch pusher. Have that one. Jim's Droning says, nice footage, says Smash. Angie says, great flight. I put his link in the chat there. Go and
It's also
subscribe
in
to
the,
him.
it's also
Support
in
him.
the description.
Yes, and it's in the description as well. Stop by, show some support. We try to get some FPV pilots on here. We had Zoe FPV last week. No, or was it the week before, Herman?
2 weeks ago.
Or 2 weeks ago, we had Zoe FPV. I was trying to get nothing but female FPV pilots. They put me in this group of female FPV pilots, but most of them are in Asia and don't speak English.
That would be a little hard.
Yeah, so now I have to rethink my whole female FPV thing. But I wanted to have FPV pilots that are out there that enjoy building and flying. And I have a question for you. With
Of course.
all of this going on with DJI, where do you think FPV is going? You think it's going to get stronger, or do you think it's going to fall off and people are going to build their own shit and fly on the low?
That's a hard question because there are already so many
And that's
implications.
that's including the price of things going up because FPV pilots will still get it.
Well, and that's the implications now. I think the price is just going to get higher for everything. I actually had a random company reach out to me last night, and they were offering me full size stacks for drones and stuff like that for a competitive price. But even the
On
competitive price
on
is
Facebook, I had a company do this exact same thing about a month ago. I added her and she sent messenger and she says, we build FPV stacks. She looked at my profile, she saw that I do a little work, and she said, we build them. You know how they didn't make the money? She gave me the link to their website and it did not translate from Chinese to English. And they lost the sale because of that, because I would have brought a stack from them.
to me, it's more of if I've never heard of the company, I'd understand if you've reached out from some smaller company that's notable or sells stuff.
Right.
Never heard of this company, and I asked them because they were just like, "Hey, I work for a drone company. Would you
Hmm.
like something?" I'm like, first of all, what company, and then what kind of
Yeah,
scenario?
you have to you have to ask those things because you got the companies out there that will be, excuse me, they'll be like, we'll send you something, but can you make a payment on it? And then after you do a review, we'll send you your money back. And then I've heard bad situations where the company says, well, we didn't like your review, even though it was positive.
Well,
By
the
them not liking your review, they don't have to give you your money back.
by
You
the
see?
sounds of it, this person wanted me to become like a retailer for them to push their product as well. And I'm not a retail seller, so that wouldn't make any sense. I would reach out to companies that actually try to sell drone stuff, right? Not
Right,
just
right. So you got to figure what happened,
No,
Herm?
no,
Oh,
I'm listening to what you're talking.
so you got to figure. Be wary out there if you fly FPV and you get asked to. Oh, if you get asked to, your phone can translate too. That's true, Angie. But I was on. But your computer can translate as well. But she sent me a link through Messenger, and if that link doesn't translate like that directly, I became a little weary. You know, you have to, yeah. And I mean, it had stacks and stuff, but a 13-year-old can make a website.
There's hundreds of emails out there like that.
But she had hit me
But
up on Messenger, and I work with an FPV company, and we have stacks at competitive rates. That's why when you said it, I was like, I wonder if it's the same person.
Do you know what the company name was?
Um, Not off the top of my head. Not
If
off
I
the top of my head.
if I said it started with an H, would you understand?
What happened?
I say if it started with an H, would it be the same company that you dealt with?
No. I think this company had an E in front of the name. I'll confirm that. I'll confirm that on Messenger with you,
All
though.
right.
I'll definitely do that. But listen, keep on building, keep on flying, keep on doing what you do. And just one question.
Of course.
Your little Boshart, you must be immune to your father.
When you grow up with him, I chose this name just to make the funny kind of scenario where little shart.
Yeah.
All my dad does is pretty silly shit. So yeah,
So you're immune.
yeah.
And I know you're immune because I saw that at the South Florida drone meetup, and he would say something, and you're like, it's just in one ear and out the other.
Oh yeah. It just doesn't surprise me anymore.
But everyone loves your dad, though. You know that.
Unfortunately.
All right, Joe. I appreciate you coming on, man.
Thanks for having me.
I need to start asking people where do they think this community is going, because for some reason down deep below believe that the people that are building their drones are going to keep building them. They may build them sub 250 class or what, but they're going to keep building FPV drones because now a stack for a small 3-inch drone, you know, is the price of a larger 30 by 30 stack. Who would have thought?
That's why I understand why people buy pre-builts now too. You save just a little bit of money and some of the frustration, but at the same time, part of the frustration is learning how to do it yourself, and even then makes you a better pilot and anything like
That's
that.
true.
So,
That's true. Nothing like knowing you could fly it, crash it, and repair it.
or just change it the way you want it to fly. Betaflight's
That's
got many different variants of changing stats or any kind of flight
And now they
characteristic.
have preloaded models. So if you
Exactly.
have a favorite 5-inch that you fly, guys, Betaflight will have a preset on a 5-inch that cruises, a 5-inch for freestyle, or a 5-inch that does a combination, right?
A cinematic or whatever it's tuned to. Yeah, they all tell you in the bar there when you go through and try to select your tune, I guess you want to call it.
Hmm.
But be
Yeah.
careful. You will mess your drone up if you don't know how to put it back. Take a picture of those settings before you
Back it up.
change them. Yeah.
Back it up.
Yeah. I thank you for coming on, man, on the FPV corner. I know it's short and sweet. I'm trying to push for a little more time eventually down the line. So when you get a chance, I want you to come back on. I want to hear some more about that 3D printed drone because that sounds like something that I could see a lot of people getting into.
It is very cool.
All right, anything you want to say, man?
Anything other than thank you again for having me. And when it comes down to the economy of how everything is going with FPV, as long as we all try to do it and all the new protocols keep happening, I don't see why we can't. Just keep
All
flying.
right.
That's
All right.
true.
Thank
That's
you.
true. All right, thank you, man. We appreciate you for coming on. Tell Dad we said hello, and
Well,
and
Yes.
we,
Thank you for
we
coming on.
yes. Thanks, man.
all
Hope
right,
to see
guys.
you again.
All right. Okay, there we go.
Yeah, I hope to run into him again down in Florida or something, or maybe even
Yeah,
up north.
hopefully you guys can go up to Rhode Island. That would
Unless
be
they come down to Rhode Island. I don't know.
yeah. Unless they go up to Rhode Island, that would be cool. Hey,
And that
Rob, I'm
would be
sorry I didn't
capital.
see you. I was in another window. Good
Hey, feet
morning,
on the
Rob.
ground.
Feet
What's
on the
going
ground.
on?
Good morning, Rob and Sue. Dan, the man, how are you? And the Lone Fox, welcome
Oh no.
to Wednesday night with
Oh
those
no.
guys.
Dan. Lawrence,
Yes.
well, we switched gears a little bit and we got to play catch up a little bit
Okay.
because well. The US has launched a national security program. Believe it or not.
Really?
Yeah, they've launched a national security program because they the the U.S. Department of Commerce has officially opened Section 232, national security investigation into imported drones. This is, I guess, what we would call the in I guess the things that we were all talking about, the audits
Yeah.
um, for the DJI and Autel drones, because they now Autel has now been. Some people needed to hear their name to believe that they were part, to understand and believe they were part of it. But
Right.
and now understand that this is now not. They're not. You see. The thing is, the reason why guys want, and there's a lot of questioning and conversation as to why this was specific to DJI was the fact that the United States government may not know of other names and may not be in tune to everything that's happening, but they're not stupid.
Of
You understand?
course.
They know. And when we had this conversation, because there was a photo that you circulated of, I think it was
Hmm.
7 years ago at a drone meetup,
Yeah.
and the question was, where were you on that day? If
Hmm.
you were, or you were flying drones at the time. But the whole thing was, at 7 years ago, if you look at a meetup 7 years ago, there were different types of drones at that meetup.
Yes, there was.
As the time moved on, the guys who said they would never fly DJI, are flying only
They were
DJI.
flying
No,
DJI.
no, they're flying only DJI.
Yes.
And the guys who weren't flying DJI are flying DJI. You
Here
know,
it is. Here it is,
uh,
real quick. Hold on.
even like some of the streams that were doing stories on certain things are now doing stories only on DJI.
Yeah. There we go. Back in the 3DR solo days,
Yeah, there was
Phantoms.
a lot of other drones going on. So
Yeah.
that's the reason why DJI is the name that you hear, because the biggest, the baddest, the loudest. You know what I mean? That's the guy you're going to go after first. If
Hmm.
you knock down the biggest guy, then the other guys fall too.
Yep.
So let's get on. Um, this whole thing is something that that of the like we said, this is supposed to be a probe into the imported drones. Let's call it a spade a spade. The Chinese drones, Chinese made drones. This is something that DJI has welcomed for the longest time, and now it is here.
Yep.
This probe um, now is something that, believe it or not, was launched on the first, and it has now become public to the people. And there is they have released a 21-day public comment
Hmm.
period for those who would like to leave a comment on the said subject. Um, the issue at hand now, we know what this is, because we know this is part of this. We all know that this was all written into with the and what was that, the national what was that, the and oh gosh, wow, the words escape me at this point. the the,
Okay.
the NDAA, that was all part of that. We knew that this was coming, but we knew that it had to happen before the end of the year, because everyone has been preaching that DJI is going to be disappearing at the end of the year. And
Right.
I myself had said that with the way they have decimated all of the the
Hmm.
branches of all of the, you know departments within the government and the states and stuff like that have been hurt. How were they going to actually do this audit?
I
So
want
now,
to answer. Go ahead.
what were you going to
I,
say?
I go ahead. I wanted you to finish, and then I was going to answer what Mark
So
Penny had put in the chat. Go
so
ahead.
now these things are going to come to pass, I guess, because they are now pushing for it to happen.
Right.
Um, and in an investigation that seeks to find whether or not, I guess these foreign drones, Chinese drones, DJI or Autel,
Mm-hmm.
the more capable of drones are, do they actually pose a security risk?
Right.
There has been many audits done on DJI. We've done stories on the audits that have been done on DJI, and nothing has been found thus far. So, like I said, this is something that DJI is welcome. I would like to see where it goes from here because I understand what the investigation seeks to do. You
Mm-hmm.
know, um, you know. But what were you were saying something about a question?
As you were getting into it, Mark Penny had put into the chat, DJI makes good drones. The U.S. needs to keep up and make something in the same price range and quality as DJI, and I would buy it. I agree with you 1,000 times over. The problem is, Mark, that we don't have the technology or the know-how to build anything half as good as DJI. Well,
I'm
we
not.
have the okay. We have the
I'm not going to
technology.
say that.
I don't think we could do it for the same price range. I
And
don't think we could do it for the same
that
price
will
range,
that
and
will always
I would leave it at that.
that will always be the issue, and that will always be the right question to answer to that because with this investigation under this section 232 um you know the this expansion act of 1962, the Department of Commerce, with this here, after with doing after these inspections and stuff is done,
Right,
the according to that act now, they have the ability to impose tariffs, quotes, and other means of penalty upon certain such said companies. But from the way the NDAA was written, if there is any anomalies, then these companies are on the coveted list, and they will not be able to seek any more licensing from the FCC, and that is something that we do understand and know. Um, you were mentioning with little Shart about getting air units and stuff like that.
mm-hmm.
Right now, there's a lot of talk out there on a lot of the streams that I was listening to, and well, not so much the streams I listen to, because what I noticed is some of the streams they listen to Drone Camp and then they just regurgitate what Drone Camp is saying and whatever they may have picked up along the way. Um, Guys are talking about hoarding products. If you can't get a product to begin with, you can't hoard it. You know,
Right.
you understand what I'm saying to you? Hoarding would have had to have been a culture. Hoarding is a culture. You pick up. I need to make one drone. I pick up two air units.
Mm-hmm.
I need to make uh, two drones. I pick up four air units.
Well, believe it or not, that's how
That's
I was told you should build an
that's a
FPV
culture
drone.
that you have to develop. That's not something
Yes,
you do in when it's already in crisis,
you're
because when
right,
it's
and I
in
was taught.
crisis, it's already a problem.
I was told that, Herman, when I got into FPV. If you got a drone, FPV drone takes four motors, buy six.
Hmm.
You have a flight control. You have wiring. Buy a roll of wiring. Don't buy a little cheap pack. Get a
Hmm.
roll, a spool of solder. It's
Hmm.
more cost effective that way. You're right.
Well, it's not even so much about the
Get
cost
extra parts
effectiveness
for the
now; it's
frames.
about the ability to get.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
you
and that's where
can't
the problem is
develop
now.
a mind of hoarding in a time where everything at need is expensive, so your hobby becomes a secondary thing. In a time where groceries are expensive, gas is expensive, and other things are expensive, your hobby becomes a secondary need. So to try to
True.
hoard now, hoarding is a mentality. It's not something that you just turn it on because you're in crisis. You understand what I'm saying to you?
Right.
You buy things when they're on sale, not because you need it, but because it's on sale. You have it. I was always taught working in construction, it's better to be looking at it than to be looking for it.
You see what Eldon put? We built the original computer. Our country only worries about making money, not being the innovators we once were. We dropped the ball with our drones in
Oh,
our country. DJI took the ball and ran away with it.
oh, you ain't never lying.
How can we have the ability, right? Oh, come on. How can we
um,
have the ability to tap ESC for RC cars and turn Raspberry Pinto flight controllers, Raspberries, PIs into flight controllers and build our own three-phase motors? There's thousands of videos showing how. Do you know why, Dan? Because they're just now starting to push STEM in schools when they should have been pushing it decades ago. When people
well,
were asking for budgeting to teach kids wood shop and shit like we grew up on, back then people were building things with their hands. America thought highly of itself. Now kids wear tight pants and want to flip through a phone and
I got a
don't know
question.
which way to twist a screwdriver.
I got a question for you.
Yeah.
With manufacturing going across seas, what was the need to teach your son how to build a bench?
My grandfather told me, learn everything you can. So if one thing doesn't work, you have something else to bounce back on.
What was the need to teach him how to build the bench repair shops at?
Yeah, I get it.
Where's the TV repair shops at?
Right. There are none.
Right. There's no need for that anymore.
Yeah. What
We
outsourcing?
become
You see how
disposable.
outsourcing
We
outsmarted
become
us?
disposable. We become strictly a consumer nation, and
Yes.
that is
Eldon,
what they were looking for.
true. The cost and labor cost is our biggest problem. Here,
Exactly. The
okay,
labor has always been the problem.
A DJI drone built here in the United States would be about $10,000 for a Mavic 4 Pro. You build it in
Possibly.
Asia, it's
Mhm.
$2,000.
Well, I wanted to say to you, Lawrence, about what we were talking about. The
Yeah.
whole thing about this whole with this, the drone thing. Lawmakers have scrutinized about the security risk of these Chinese-made drones for the longest time,
Yes.
and the fact that DJI and them have so much of a stakehold in the commercial drone use, as far as being able to use for public service and using for in search and rescue. But it's neither here nor there. I just get into the whole thing, and I say to you about the Chinese, the Chinese made drone. We're gonna keep saying
Hmm.
it to the point of where it makes no sense. But everybody wants to blame this administration for this, but it was actually Biden who signed the law that kind of could possibly ban DJI and Autel in the United States. For further for other drones further coming into the country. So I just want that to be said. So I don't want it
Yeah. Understand. You're right.
to seem
And
like
we're 3 minutes past the sponsor.
okay. Well, I'll say the sponsor and come right back. Let's get the sponsor in. Nanook for 10% on all Nanook products. Use Phantom Flight 10. If you need to protect any drones, anything that you find, any valuables, cameras, gimbals, watches, jewelry, anything, rifles, firearms of any kind, Nanooks, if you need it, then check it out. There's a link in the description. Nanook. Hard cases. Yeah, Lawrence, they're straight out of Canada. Plastic cases. Lawrence,
Yeah.
you there?
Yes,
Yeah,
I am.
straight out of Canada. It's a good company. I like them. Um, the one thing that I did want to get into, because we're talking about drones in the United States and where drones is going in the United States. The
Hmm.
United States happens to be a country where we kind of get fixated on a lot of things. You got that cued? Because United States,
Yeah.
you know, is looking to. They had a whole video that they had on at the Pentagon,
Hmm.
and I thought the video was kind of interesting
You
because,
gotta see this.
yeah, because you got to check out what they're talking, and this is why I try to tell guys about the United States and what their focus is when it comes to focusing on drones and not really focusing on what the community and what the drone community is actually looking for. You know, the
Yeah.
drone community is looking to be able to fly their drones and be able to continue the hobby respectfully and not bother anyone. But the United States has a whole different idea in mind for drones.
Yes. 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 They do. They do. And
And
if
I
you
don't know
guys,
if anyone did see that video about the Pentagon. You had that video?
well, we have it right here. You ready?
Yeah,
You
you
know
got
what?
it.
We know why we were put here. We were brought here to rebuild the military, match capabilities to the threats of today. So while our adversaries have produced millions of cheap drones, before us, we were mired in bureaucratic red tape. Not anymore. In June, President Trump issued an executive order unleashing American drone dominance to bolster our drone industry and arm our warfighters, because that's what we're all about. So today, I'm rescinding restrictive policies that stifle production, and this will unleash American manufacturing and the ingenuity of our warfighters by doing three key things. First, we're going to bolster the U.S. drone manufacturing base by producing thousands of American-made products, prioritizing Buy American. We'll arm combat units with a variety of low-cost, American-crafted drones, leveraging our world-leading engineers and AI experts. And third, we're going to train as we expect to fight. Senior officers, well, I'll grab this, because it's the memo. Senior officers must overcome bureaucratic risk aversion in budgeting, weaponeering, and training. So here's the memo we're signing today, delivered via drones. Here on the front lawn of the Pentagon,
On the front lawn of the
with some of
Pentagon.
our great warfighters flying them.
What happened?
On the front lawn
This
of
is
the
the future.
Pentagon.
We're in the fight. We're in the fight to win it. I'm never going to back down.
Be careful. That thing only got a quarter-mile range on it.
Don't make me laugh, bro.
No,
And
no, no. Seriously.
unlike DJI, the Skydio may take 15 minutes to start up. It may take a half hour.
No, no, seriously. I watched this video, right, and I had trouble getting past the fact that it was like, okay, you shot it with the drums. I get it. And it was fun. That was cool. It was cool. It was all right. I was all right.
All of
But
those were drones on the blue list.
what I got from it was the fact that the United States wants to take a hobby that guys that flew to Bayonne that know that these things can move a certain distance. Um, they want to take a something that we hold as a hobby and use it to make war machines. You know, I told you guys before about unusual machines, and that is what these guys want to do. They want to take your drone and turn it into a war machine. They learn from the war in Ukraine. You guys, listen. You don't have to listen. You know, I mean, I'm referred to as one of the others. You know, that's all cool. That's cool. That's how those guys came about. I'm okay. I'm not going to change to Wednesday night with the others, but
Right.
you know, you're going to say my name one of these days. Um,
He ain't gonna say your name, bro. He's not gonna
Uh,
say. He'll
no, he's
take
gonna
notes on. He'll
he's
take
gonna say
notes,
my
but he
name.
won't say your name.
He's gonna say my name. He's gonna say my name. But
Eventually, right?
anyway, I look at this and I said, guys, listen, this is what the United States has in store for drones. And I look at some of the money that's been laid out in this big, beautiful bill. I don't want to get too tied up in it, but I'll go through a couple of sections of it because
Yeah.
the big, beautiful bill talks a lot about the funding for the drones and what they want to do. And I don't see anything in there where it talks about. Um, did you put the link for that 21-day notice for people to comment in the
I
chat?
have it right here. Hold on.
Just wanted to make sure you put that out there so guys have that link so they can leave their comments about that. Um,
Yes, yes, yes.
yeah.
Anything that we can get you guys to sign or
I don't
help
have
with
a form
something.
letter, but you can go to the Drone
Here's
Advocacy Alliance. There's a link in the description.
yes.
That's the link for you
This
guys
is an
to leave
actual
your
notice of
comments.
request for public
Yeah, for
comments
that
on section.
right,
Yeah.
for that 21-day. Yeah, notice of public comment. Yes, thank you, Lawrence. Thank you.
Yes. And there's a
Um,
green button, submit a public comment. Now they say, okay, I want to make this very clear. Um, they will not take anything with cursing or harassment if it doesn't if you don't speak in proper English, and it doesn't mean spell the words out. You have to speak with some urgency. Leave the cursing out and answer it respectfully.
I've been in some of the Facebook groups. We're in trouble.
Yeah, I know. I know. I know. We're trying here. Three options: build them, buy expensive domestic turnkey, or
Mhm.
go out of business.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you kind of got a point there, but no, but I honestly, when I was talking here with this, with the big beautiful bill,
Yes.
HR 1, the big beautiful bill, um, unleashing American drone dominance, is Trump's big beautiful bill talks about in section was it 2005.
Yes. I'm
Um,
there.
what happened? Oh, you have it. I
I'm,
was
I'm
looking.
confirming I'm
I
there.
oh I no I was looking to bring it up. I have a couple of windows open that I don't need to, but yeah, his big beautiful bill with it ooh wow and what is it? This is the low cost weapons into production. They're looking to equip UAS with funding of $13.5 billion, and that's industrial base and AI products. You
Hmm.
know, also talking to the fund of collaborative combat aircraft, and also in commercial dual use drones.
Yes.
Um, you're talking about funding of $9 billion throughout the fiscal year of 29.
That's crazy.
You know, and
And,
and this
and
is and this is the way they learned a lot from the war in Ukraine, because they want to spend a lot of money here, where
right.
you're talking about one-way attack UAS, which is like a
Yes.
kamikaze drone,
I
something that's
want you
low
guys to write
cost.
this down. Loyal Wingman drones. Boeing makes them.
So
Loyal
it's like
Wingman drones.
low cost. They're low cost. They're
And
talking
fully
about
autonomous.
the funding of 1 billion in industry base, and or should I say
Plus,
50 million for autonomy. So you're talking about drones that can hang out and lurk and wait for a target and
loitering munitions. Yep.
right. So I mean, this is what their interest is in drones. and I haven't heard a word or seen a word, or maybe back in maybe like section 4 or maybe section 3. No, not
Yeah.
section 3, but maybe
Section 4.
section, no, not even section 4, but maybe section 3, where they might have, no, section 2, I'm sorry, section 2, where there might have been wording where somebody might have been able to use one of the dual use drones that were for commercial use, for consumer drone capability. But I haven't seen anything yet that would propose that, because you're talking about now also AI for aerial and naval UAS.
Mm-hmm.
This is like the Shibu cam
Yes,
copters.
maritime. Yes,
Right.
maritime usage with
Um,
AI
we're talking about
autonomous.
$145 million in funding. Um, Not so much as the other ones, because I guess that a lot of their ally nations have worked in this industry, and they can. I guess they can find where they can share information there.
Yeah.
So I guess that would come in beneficial for the United States, but um, native autonomy and robotics and in, in shipbuilding. So naval autonomy in robotics and shipbuilding. Now they've proposed another $450 million of funding towards that, and it's funny because this is something that the people in the shipping industry were fighting against,
Yep.
the autonomy in the shipping industry.
But look at the area that they're focusing this other 450 million. Uncrewed
Hmm.
surface and undersea vehicles. Keyword
Right.
uncrewed.
Understand that's an unmanned aerial, unmanned vehicle, just like any drone is unmanned.
Mm-hmm.
So, no, I understand that because they want to be able to have stuff for water and as well as air. I get that, but it's a lot of money being spent, and that's the only focus. And this is why when guys ask, "Well, how did the United States fall so far behind in drone technology?" It's not they fell behind in drone technology. Anything that I mentioned, I find that the United States can do very quickly. The United States
Right.
has been able to do these things for the longest time. It's just to the level, bringing it, scaling it down to the level of what we're using and what we're doing. No, that's where they fall short, because they don't focus there. So we're a fixated nation. We fixate on a lot of things, and we allow things to go on and let someone else do it. And this is why we were talking about earlier. We invented the computer and someone else revolutionized it. And now we find ourselves not understanding and knowing where we're going. And this is where we find ourselves with the drones. And now the United States is now fixated on taking the drones that you flew for the last 8 years or so, or some of you maybe like 3 years, and got into the
Mm-hmm.
thing late, Johnny, lately. But now they want to turn it into war machines, and I
Yes.
understand that.
Yes. Yes.
I
And this
understand that, but
this big Trump bill it covers autonomy of drones, ships, anything that's unmanned. Um, they're not talking nothing manned. All of this is unmanned technology,
oh yeah,
and they're going to be
anything,
the distributor and dealer worldwide of weapons.
anything that I mentioned to you is all happened from the not from the portion of the that bill that pertains to drones.
Mm-hmm.
So I just mentioned that as to say that, and to because it's a lot. And if you have the link to that, to the bill, right?
Yes.
You can
Yes.
post that link so they can all read it. That way they
It's
don't
a
say that
PDF right here.
I'm making this up.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on.
So when you guys ask questions later on other live streams, you have something to refer to.
You understand?
Yeah, that's it right there in the chat. That is the PDF of the actual bill. Um, unmanned aircraft and their parts, components.
Mm-hmm.
You
Because
can,
they're talking about stripping them down now. And
yep.
and we've talked about this before. DJI welcomes this. Um, the problem I have with it right now is that I feel that no matter what they find or not find, they're gonna find.
You're right. Either way, the
You,
DJI is
you know
dead.
how they tell you that when you're pulled over, and I think this goes coast to coast. Just roll your window down enough to communicate, because if you roll your window down, that guy has been taught to smell weed in your car, even if you haven't smoked any weed,
Even if you,
even if you've never smoked it.
yes, yes, that's true. Yep, that's true.
So
100%.
so when you get into stuff like that and you start talking about this audit, I'm afraid that,
No matter what, they're gonna fail.
and we've said this here right here on the live stream. I think that the reason why the DJI has been the guy that they've been going after, when there's tons of other Chinese drones out there that have been around and known for a long
Mhm.
time, is because we want to go after what is capable. And we know that DJI and Autel drones are capable. Holly Stones and them and the Femi Mimis and all of those Mimi drones that other channels were doing streams about and stuff like that. I don't talk about those drones because I wouldn't buy them, and I would not tell you to buy one. Call it bougie, call it a DJI
Hold,
fanboy,
hold on.
but
What did John Olson put? Remember, we landed a satellite on an asteroid. If we can do this at the speed of an asteroid, we should be able to build drones.
I'm not saying that we can't. I'm not saying that we can't. But what happened in the United States is we were told a long time ago
Here we go, Frank Rizzo.
to
Well,
allow these companies to move their manufacturing outside of the country so they can bring back the products at a lower cost, because the manufacturing would be cheaper outside of the nation, because American salaries are too high. We've
yep,
entered into a world that we can't stop, we can't fix it, and we
yep.
don't know how to control it.
Well, Frank
So
Rizzo
this
says we
is
could
where the
start by
problem is.
you selling one of them P4s behind you.
Get out of here. So if even if the manufacturing comes back, it won't be to the benefit of the American worker. It would
Right.
just be to the benefit of the American company, because
Yes.
most of that will be automotive work anyway.
Yep. Yep. So any of this futuristic stuff you think you're gonna get a job at? Not.
So I don't know. I just look at
Take
that.
your
But no,
time,
seriously,
guys. Read through the this bill. Read through it. They have an article in Drone Life that shows the entire bill and every dime that they are going to spend. It's a lot of freaking money. They could end world poverty with the money they're about to spend on all this technology
really?
alone.
Okay.
So what are we to do? What do you guys think we should do? I got some advice. Fly until you can't fly no fucking more. Just do it legally.
That's how you're doing it. But listen, Lawrence, I say if you want, no, seriously, no, seriously, honestly, whatever. If you have it and you can do it, and I always tell you that because this is a hobby. This is not what you do for a living.
Yes. It's not a
If you,
one-upper thing.
if you have it and you can do it, whatever you can get, if you can find it, if you can get your hands on it, get your hands on it so you can be able to build your drones. The guys that got DJI products and they want to fly DJI products, I would tell you, I've listened to some of the streams out there, some of the shows out there. The guys are telling guys to hoard stuff. And
Yeah, a lot of them are giving misinformation.
I said it earlier. Hoarding is a culture, but if you can find the stuff and you can get it, get it. But batteries and stuff like that, props and stuff like that, you can probably get your hands on. If you can get these things, get it, because you don't know when you'll be able to get these things and when this problem will work its way out. It's not a tariff issue. DJI. We all talked about the whole thing with them with the human rights and the Uyghur thing and human rights violence. This is like some sort of a thing that's not allowing their products to come through customs. And
Mm-hmm.
hopefully they get the logistics worked out on this and everybody is able to be able to move their products, because it's not just DJI. Like I said to you, I've spoken with Marcus, and Marcus has told me that a lot of the guys at UPS are off the road and in the warehouse, and whoever had, because they have years there, and the other guys are being laid off because they're not getting a lot of
You see what
international shipments
Tom
in.
put? I didn't know that. DJI pays their China-based staff comparably better than their U.S. competitors. Hmm.
Okay. Well, I'm
That's
just
why
saying to you,
that's why they're happy to go to work.
but I'm just saying to you, as far as this is working as what we're talking about it and stuff like that, and not being able to get stuff through customs. It's not just DJI. There are other companies, other
There are.
people that have their issues, because if the UPS can't be laying off drivers just because of DJI products, you know what I mean? And I've
Learn to use
spoken to
what.
guys inside.
Yeah. Learn to use what you have, guys. If you have it, get it.
If you can
Yeah.
get it, get it.
Yeah. You'll never hear any of us saying, don't buy that drone, don't buy this drone. I've joked about FEMEs and stuff like that, but
I
you've
don't buy
never
that.
heard me say, don't buy it.
Don't buy that.
You can never hear that
I'm
on
gonna
this
tell you
app.
why you don't buy a FEME and all the Mimi drones. Because the guys that swore by them don't talk about them anymore because they decided to follow suit.
Yeah. Yeah. And they all fly
And,
DJI.
and I never told you to buy one because I would never buy one myself. But what I did want to tell you, Lawrence,
Okay.
is that there
And how
are some,
about that?
yeah, there's some new investments to support U.S. AI robotic systems.
That's where we're
Yeah.
headed now?
Oh yeah.
Robotics?
Yeah, robotics, of course.
Okay.
Robotics. Yeah. No, extend, you know, um, you know, they happen to they do AI powered systems, technology and autonomous robotic systems. Extend.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they announced that they announced it's 70, excuse me, million Series B funding round. And it happens to be that the final 30 million um, happened to come from a what is it, a co-led of Aaliyah, what is it, Capital Partners and Protog
Oh,
Ventures.
okay.
Yeah, so they actually happened to get the capital up to be able to do this, because Extend's systems actually are used right now, believe it or not, in the U.S. Department of Defense, also in Singapore, Europe, the UK, and Israel's defense force. I hope it wasn't being used on that dome, but the new funding will help them be able to scale up their U.S. and global uh, production and expand AI cap- capability and the support for
Okay.
future. future deployment in the U.S. and outside of the United States with different AI tools and stuff like that. So and robotics. So it's quite interesting to see where that's going to go because, like I said, they're already being used right now with the U.S. government.
True.
So they're already a friend of the government. So let's see what more they're going to be able to do because they're going to expand even more. That kind of piggybacks to what we were talking about in the previous, um, you know, story or article, whatever you want to call it. To say that the United States is going to put this kind of money forth to be able to do this. I'm just worried about the fact that the United States gets too caught up in trying to take drone technology for war machines and a hobby that a lot of the gentlemen here in the chat and guys watching have loved for so long and have been able to find enjoyment, relaxation, and some of us to be able with disabilities be able to get out and do other things
Yeah.
and even take it in other places. Um, to be able to take over the technology and just use it in a way that they want to use it and exclude. Because like I said, that bill I saw nowhere where they were talked about to companies that would want to produce commercial or
Hmm.
consumer
All
products.
military. They want us out of the sky.
About military. So I don't know. I'm just saying that this is what it looks like. I'm not telling you that this is what it is. Anybody that tells you that they know, they don't know. They just
Yeah.
and you
Yeah.
know, there's a lot of streams out there that talk about some said certain subjects. You know, like I said, be careful with what you listen to because in the land of blind men, the one-eyed man is king.
Yeah. Yeah.
You understand? And I personally, I listen to what I see and what I understand and know. And I've been listening for more than 7 years.
5 years. Yeah, five. I was being nice by saying five, but more than 7 years. It's that time, Herman.
Is it?
Man, we can
Maybe,
go on and on. If we had kept on with the big bill, guys, go read it thoroughly.
yeah.
And you see
You
how
you
much
you put
money
that
that our
you put
country is going to spend to get us out of the air flying so they could get air taxis and submarines and what's that jet? I forget that Boeing's made. Um, you'll
you
you'll you'll read all about it.
you put the link. You put the link in there, right?
Yeah.
Uh,
The link to the article.
yeah. Well, not
Here,
so much
right
the
here.
articles,
Check
but
this out.
because there's
Check
100
this.
articles,
Yes,
but
right
the
here.
link to the bill
The link to the bill. Oh, the link to the bill. Yes, I did put that in. Yes. Yes, I did.
and the spending and all that other stuff that they want to
Hmm.
do,
Yes, I
that's
did.
crazy.
Listen, guys, we got to get out of here. It's that time. You want to come back and support us next week, Wednesday, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time? We would appreciate it very much. And I don't know who I'll have on FPV Corner next. We shall see.
Okay. Anything else you want to say, Lawrence, before we get out of here?
Be safe, fly safer, and stop reading so much into things and go out and fly your damn drone
Well,
legally.
the only thing I wanted to say was that I listened to a few things in it, and I've heard the terminology, and I mentioned it earlier, called cowboy flying.
Yes.
Guys, all I want to say to you is that protect your hobby and protect yourself. I don't know which order you want to put it in, but put it in order. And with that, I'll see you next time with those guys. Good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone. Later. We appreciate